I bleed the blood of Christ over this video, and I speak in a neutral way for information that is for people that are playing with the thought of visiting the temples of humankind in Damanhur, that is a town in northern Italy. As somebody that has traveled a lot, of course, I visited the place as well, since it's been recommended to me by some lady I met in a bar 6 years ago and then been stuck in my head, like, as in, if I ever pass by, I should definitely go there. And I want to share with you my observations and research experience from a viewpoint of somebody that is in Christ. So, first of all, I heard about it from a lady that visited there during the 90s or like early 2000s, so over 20 years ago. And she was a young, wild underground traveler hippie at the time. She has a son my age, so she was a lot more older now. Now I realize she was stuck in like a lot of new age confusion. Bettina, if you're seeing this, contact me. I can get you out of there for sure. Because she was following astrology and like been traveling with the people that did like protests for, I don't know, like vegetarian or veganism and stuff like that. She was super in that. It's not about her, but about the false light entering my life subtly, through seeds being planted from the enemy, luring me into those places. Because Damanhur appearing mysterious, a cool place to visit, and like, yeah, there's underground temples, you can go down with an elevator, there's a hall of mirrors, there is like super crazy art to see down there. Her telling me, yeah, when we went, it was top secret. Like, you couldn't tell anyone you went there because the temples were still hidden. And that is true. They were first started in secret, and then only later the government learned about it, and they had to start paying tax and all that as well. I had the strangest sensations going up to the hill to the entrance of the temples in the bus. I almost fainted, and I'm somebody that's very strong normally. Like, I traveled and sat on planes and whatever donkeys a lot, and I was almost fainting in a car. Like, there was some energies I already felt going up the hill that I did not like. I didn't have the protection in Christ and the proper discernment at the time. I was just a tourist, and the place been like rated well, recommended online. I was like, okay, like, I'm just gonna check it out. But I realized that the people living there are in sort of like a soul prison. So they go sign up for life with all their belongings, but they also undergo rituals, and rituals mixed from separate streams of occult sciences influenced by the dark magic coming from Turin, a city known for occult practices, and with different streams of occult magic and so on, assembled by the founder and the people that continued. All of that mix is a big soup of occult mess. And the people undergo these rituals thinking they will learn some sort of magical mastery. They can choose different tracks when they're in their like magician track, or like work in different fields. Everything is very experimental and open, but it's definitely like Luciferian agenda. I didn't look into the specific demons orchestrating the whole thing, but it's not in Christ, it's not lightful, it's not proper, and the people are not doing well. There was a lady at the ticket counter. She was young, like anyone that would be a young person now. She had her nails done like in a cool design, so she tried to get out and do stuff outside of the community, but she said she cannot leave. It was almost like she was looking for a career overseas or something else to do outside of the community where she grew up in, like she was born into it, but it just wouldn't work. And this is a typical case of bondage, spiritual chains, because normally, like, God will open doors for you, but when you're tied down by occult practices and even born into that, you are chained. And without Christ, it would probably be really hard to break free from that. I'm being mindful of how much I can really say on here, because I don't want to like badmouth anything. I'm just sharing my experience as a visitor and the people that I interacted with. And I did like a overnight stay in the hotel, and also went into the temples. And that is interesting to see, like human potential at work, doing art and things like that. Like, I guess the intention was good for many, but there is a heaviness in some of the inner chambers that was absolutely headachy. And I'm very sensitive to energy. I later learned that they do things there to communicate with dead people, that they do some underground world work and stuff like that. And it felt super wrong to be in there, like not pleasant at all. So I was really glad to be out of that room. Some of the other chambers were more interesting or pleasing, but overall, like, I wouldn't want to go back, to be honest. And I can't imagine to work in there like my whole life. There has been people there that I met, they were old, they had like knees that hurt because their whole life they've been digging out those caves and working underground to create those temples because they thought this is like the best thing ever, and they're leading humanity, they're leading human liberation and evolution. And yeah, we already had somebody that did that, and his name is Jesus Christ. He led human salvation, liberation, and is showing us the rightful path here. And he's still supporting us, so that is definitely the place to turn to if you look for a fulfilled spiritual life. You do not have to move to that community or another one similar to that to find that for yourself. The hosts that were running the hotel where we stayed at were a couple that moved there together, and I want to talk about that detail as well, because in the spiritual community they have no proper covenant for couples as in marriage, where you stay together and you shield each other. It's more organized in an open way, so you can change your partner every year. So it's like a contract that you can prolong for 1 year, or you say you want to break up. And I could tell that these people, they came in as a married couple, they gave up their previous life, they got new names, they were having like animal names now. So you come there and you get your own animal name, like the cool names are already taken. Like the cool animals, like colibri, or like manta ray, or like lion and whatever. So you're gonna be like, what was it? Like some bird name or something. Or like a little fish, or I don't know. There's nothing wrong with the animal kingdom, but yeah, you have your name, and then you're gonna call the people by the animal name. And all fine, like, okay. And then you can change to another person to be in couple with. And I was just there as a guest. I looked at everything, I ate with them. I was grateful to have a place to stay on short notice and eat meals together and stuff. But I was appalled when one of the hosts reached out to me and wanted to meet up with me in private and stuff like that. It was like, like, you're married and you're living in the community, and just because you guys have this policy, like, why would you think I'm interested in you, like an old dude living in a cult? So they're like really misguided. There's no proper covenant, loyalty, and spiritual resolution of maybe couples having conflict and stuff anymore. If anything, it's enhanced through the lifestyle and opportunistic thinking and all this chaos that is introduced with this false freedom. So they are taking like all the freedom and free creation and manifestation to the extreme level, and they have shown it now for all these years what that leads to. they achieved their project, they are maintaining it now. But on a spiritual level, from what I saw, it's causing a lot of confusion, a lot of disruption. It is a lot of false light in there, of course. And on a soul level, it is deeply manipulative because the souls are bound to the place. The young people cannot leave unless they find to Christ, which might be hard when you're so fogged by all the magic that is constantly done on the place. But it should be possible because Christ can cut through all. Yeah, and I don't want to speak more on that place, just sharing my experience as somebody that went there, bought a ticket, did the tour, and recently thought about it again because I'm in Christ now. And funnily enough, I probably wouldn't visit a place like that anymore. I have no desire, and I don't regard it as interesting anymore. Like, from the vibration, from the frequency, it's not pulling me anymore. There's also one thing that I think I got a demonic possession during the ritual they did. So I was present during the full moon ritual they do. They have like a theater that looks like the Roman amphitheaters, where there's a stage and then you sit all around, where they do dancing, so they're invoking some energy. Then they have people with hoods coming in and reading the oracle of the month. And it's like they're scholars, and yeah, it's a interesting spectacle and experience. But I was sitting there and I was feeling the energies, and I was not guarded in Christ. And a couple of weeks later I was so tired, like I couldn't even get up anymore. I had definitely something feeding off my energy. So there was like a attachment I got from that, just from watching. I didn't participate, but I was in the audience. So it's open to people from outside to come and watch it. And yeah, now I know why. So that is the unfortunate reality of visiting those places, even as a tourist, as somebody that wants to see the, I don't know what they call it, 10th wonder in the world. If you're not spiritually protected in Christ, you might catch something, because they're invoking and stirring up a lot of chaos sauce, a lot of magic being done. And even through watching and being there, you come into agreement. So it can happen to you also when you go to a soccer game and a football stadium, or you go to a concert of an artist that is doing satanic rituals before the show and invoking some demons to help him blast his music out and put the audience under a spell. You know, I'm not saying that it's only these kind of temples where you can have that result. It can also be your next, I don't know, the weekend concert or something. It can be a lot of things. But you need proper protection. That's what I'm saying. And I didn't have it at the time, so it took me a while to get rid of that at the time. This was my experience. And yeah, there's more details, of course, but I think that gives a good first glance. If anyone's interested, I might do a longer video. I just hope that all the people that are meant to come to Christ find their way home. And otherwise, we have free will in this life, and if somebody wants to live like that, that's on them, but it's not for me for sure. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and subscribe to this channel for more interesting content. Like, and if you have suggestions or questions, leave a comment. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. God bless you.